7. Voldemort. Even though the theme of Harry Potter is magic, at its core it's really about death, and the one who causes it is Voldemort. He attempts to kill Harry out of his own fear of death, marking Harry as the boy who lived. Harry has no special characteristics other than this. Voldemort makes out the structure of the whole story and its direction, and the other characters just follow it. The best thing about Voldemort, though, is the way his story is told. Imagine a boy neglected, having no one, constantly being told that he is a freak. What would this boy grow up to be? One chooses, "I don't deserve anything," leaving him touched by any love or care he gets. The other one chooses, "He is special. He doesn't need any love or care or anything from anyone for that matter. That he is meant to be great. And because he believes this, he will actually be meant for greatness, entering and mastering the field of magic no one has dared to enter, and for what? For him and him only. He is not insane or drunk with power, he really respects the lives of those capable of magic. It's just that some of them don't serve him anymore on his path to greatness. His solitude is his power. And how we know these? The worst thing that can happen to a villain is stopping, mid-killing, explaining their motives, asking for understanding. The best story J.K. Rowling has ever told is Voldemort's. It's by creating the magical item Pensieve and telling his story through other people's memories of him, without Voldemort actually caring to explain himself. That's why people respect him this much. 6. Sirius Black. Sirius has the cruelest story between all the Harry Potter characters. His story doesn't have a pacing and most importantly doesn't have a proper ending. He loses his best friend and everything good he had in life, which is especially hard for someone who thinks he is the top of the world. Then he goes on to spend 13 years in Azkaban carrying the name of a traitor, a lunatic, for a crime he didn't commit, and when he finally escapes before he gets a chance to clear his name or make time with Harry and Lupin, the only things left from his past, he dies for no reason. Is this true? He is the only character in Harry Potter who doesn't go through growth and redemption. Why? He is a character in need of those. The night Lily and James die, he makes the wrong decision to go after Peter without discussing it with anyone, and the reason he dies, as Dumbledore points out, is his disrespectful behavior with Kreacher. The reason for both is what makes him a great and unique character, but for sure not a good person. Everything that happened to him was partly his fault. He is for you to learn from him. A lot of people like the movie better, where he gets a sweet nice talk with Harry just before his death and the Kreacher part of the story is left out. While it was nice to watch, was this the point of his character? His story is cruel because the author is demanding you to grow up, as so is demanding Harry himself. Sirius is a character to grow up with. 5. Hermione Granger. Her character needs the least explaining. Everyone agrees that she is the reason Harry is alive to begin with. By using her intelligence, she alters the way the story is going to the point it should be. Book 3 all happens because of Hermione, while in every other book she has at least one moment of discovery, like her insanely smart thinking with Horcruxes. Hermione is a bookish, or so we thought. This image changes in the third book when they attend the prophecy classes. We learn that because of her strong logic she can think outside the box. She looks at things differently from anyone, and that's why she discovers things no one else could and understand people's emotions and intentions the best. But I don't think of any of these as her best quality. The best thing about Hermione is her being hardworking. For me, one of her best moments was in the third book when Harry and Ron wasn't talking to her because of the whole Scabbers Firebolt broomstick thing, and then they go on to talk to Hagrid when he tells them that, as Hermione promised, she's been helping him a lot to find a way to save Buckbeak, a promise both Ron and Harry completely forgot about. Hermione never forgets anything and always gives everything her all. Even though her strong logic sometimes causes her to have a low intuition like other characters like Luna or Harry himself have, that just makes her an even more unique character. Hermione Granger is a character to learn thinking with. 4. Snape. Snape, on the contrary to what everyone thinks, is a simple character. In one word, he is miserable. He is not good or bad, just miserable. What does a miserable character do? He is capable of good but sabotages it by being bad. Lily attracts Snape because she is a good person. She is a person that sees the best in people. But he goes on to ruin it by choosing the dark art over her. I don't believe the feeling Snape has for Lily is love. A miserable character is not capable of loving, the feeling is only regret. Is the kind of life he could have had. You go on and think why everything in the book series happens the way it does. The reason is Snape. Voldemort wouldn't have known about the prophecy, and then go on to kill Harry and marking him as the chosen one if it wasn't because of him. And everything else that happened for that matter, happens because of his bravery. People didn't appreciate it when Snape was called the bravest man I know, but I agree with J.K. Rowling, because as Dumbledore puts it, there are all kinds of courage. Gryffindor courage is about being a hero. Hero is someone who people appreciate. But everyone can be a hero. Almost half of the characters of the books could be brave as Harry. But which one of them could be the reason Dumbledore is powerful and his plans work out all the time, the reason Harry survives at the end, but gets to go down in history as the most despised man, a traitor who killed Dumbledore? He is courageous because of the greater good, the kind of courage we see in other Slytherins like Regulus Black also. Because they are not appealing on the surface, J.K. Rowling asks us to look at these characters differently, and even commits a whole book to him where ironically, Harry is the one defending Snape. Also, his memory chapter is one of the biggest plot twists in the book series. Because he is this essential to the story, he gets to be a top-tier character. 3. Harry Potter. Book 3, Chapter 14. Your parents gave their lives to keep you alive, Harry. A poor way to repay them, gambling their sacrifice for a bag of magic tricks. Lupin walks away and leaves Harry alone in the hallway. Book 5, Chapter 23. So that's it, is it? Harry said loudly. Stay there. Just stay put while others sort it out. We won't bother telling you anything. Which Nigellus then answers, by pointing out Harry's ignorant and selfish personality, suggesting that Harry thinks he knows about everything. That maybe there is a reason why Dumbledore doesn't share everything with him. Have you never paused to note that following Dumbledore's orders has never yet led you into harm? Book 7, Chapter 18. Harry lashes out while talking to Hermione. Look what he asked from me. Risk your life. Trust me, even though I don't trust you. Never the whole truth. Never. Book 7, Chapter 28. Harry kept quiet. He had made his choice. To accept that he had not been told everything that he wanted to know, but simply to trust. He did not want to hear anything that would deflect him from his purpose. This is what it feels like, growing up with Harry Potter. Becoming the master of death. Understanding that he must die and that there are many worse things than dying. Understanding the power behind trust, love, and humility. 2. Dumbledore. I think if you've read Harry Potter as much as I have, you start to slowly realize something. Dumbledore and Voldemort are the exact same person. The greatest among people around them, they are both very smart and ambitious. But they are born between people who hold them back. Actually, I don't know if you feel it, but when you are around people below yourself, you start to become incredibly ambitious. When Dumbledore is at his best, his mother dies and he has to lower himself to take care of the family. And not a very smart brother, and not a healthy sister. Greed is both Dumbledore and Voldemort's weakest trait. The frustration young Dumbledore is feeling leads to a lifelong regret and guilt. That's the only difference between Dumbledore and Voldemort. Dumbledore has an anchor, his family. That's why he always suggests that the only way to defeat Voldemort is through love. Of course you can disagree. You can think Dumbledore lied to Harry and used him. But think again. Dumbledore has no one, except for Harry. Snape is a partner, but Harry is the only one Dumbledore is always happy to see. And when he finds out that Harry has to die, as he puts it himself, he must choose between what's right and what's easy. The way he prepares Harry saves everyone's life at last. He is a character of great responsibility and great burden. He is someone you grow to understand the older you get. 1. Ron Weasley. Ron is basically useless. Unlike Hermione, he doesn't have a major storyline and doesn't really attribute much to the story. You can just go ahead and wipe him out of all the books. And J.K. Rowling is very smart doing the exact same thing. In the book 4, when Ron is not around for the first time, we see that how Hermione and Harry are unlikely friends. And in the book 7, the chapters without Ron are the heaviest and most miserable ones. And then J.K. Rowling brings him back. He starts telling his stupid jokes with his laid-back personality, and then it hits you. Ron is the glue. He is the whole essence of the Harry Potter books. I always wanted to be a part of Harry Potter's world, but then I realized, I just want a friend like Ron. It's a funny thing, Ron is supposed to be the one jealous of Harry, but he is the one having everything that Harry ever wanted in life. Also again, because Ron is very unimportant, he is never explained. His story is told through a simple line, a description of his behavior in the background, or even through his jokes. I just don't know why, as I said about Voldemort also, my favorite stories are the ones that are never told. You know a character completely, almost as a real person, but you don't have a clue how. Ron is the best character of the entire book simply because who he is.